guys. So today we will be covering two topics. First one, and I think less important, is the recently added into store uh, German tank destroyer Max. So what do you need to know about this tank? Don't worry, I have one replay for you today about Max, and for the following topic I will be also having a couple of replays. So what do you need to know about it? So first of all, is it worth buying? By itself, I'd say definitely not. It is quite fun to play, but it's actually just like Struer Emil in a tier lower than it is. So what do you else need to know about this thing? So its damage. I won't be talking about armor because you have no armor except in this area around here. So that is it about the armor. The next thing I'm going to talk about is actually its damage and its penetration. So let's first take a look at those. So actually its reload time is like almost 9 seconds, 8 seconds and 92. That's not really bad considering it has alpha damage 310 for a tank destroyer. That's pretty nice. And also its penetration is not like the worst. It's just an average penetration, but for tier 6 it's actually pretty good. So on its regular shell, it has 169 millimeters of penetration, and on armor piercing composite rivet or APCR it has 227 millimeters of penetration. But the thing that actually gets me the most is its HE shell. It's not like something special, but it's definitely good for lower tiers because almost no light tanks or medium tanks have actually armor greater than 40 millimeters in total, angled or not, So it is pretty efficient in solving problems with heavy tanks and with light tanks. The only thing that isn't good about this tank is its speed and its actually rotation. Let's say it like that. So the speed is pretty devastating. So it's like 40 kilometers per hour, but I mean that is actually pretty quick. But the time you need to get to that speed is actually not that good. And also it has no armor, so you don't want to get flanked by light tank, And also I said the speed is not such a problem, but it's a rotation in degrees around itself is the problem, because you will never, get into time to actually rotate yourself towards the enemy as any tank destroyer. So let's see this replay around here. So this is this replay for Max. So this video won't be actually so fancy, it will be like all in one. So here we are in tier 7 battle. So this is nothing special, just to show you the average battle for this tank, It's nothing too extreme. So first thing you want to do on this map with any tank destroyer is to go this way towards the base A, because when you go there you can actually support your heavies, and that's the most important thing to do in this map. You don't want to support your mediums, but actually Dracula came here, so that's okay to have one, or actually in this battle few medium tanks on our side. We don't have heavies in this battle. That's actually pretty nice. I mean, look at this Hellcat here. He made a huge mistake. So, you know, you never get out of the cover, you know, because you just don't. Because you will get wrecked. Then we have that Churchill that is actually the only heavy tank in their team. So he also get wrecked pretty much. We didn't do the kill, but that's not important. I'm not all about the kills like other players. I mean, I don't think other players are also all about the kills, so it doesn't actually really matter to me. But here we go, one kill. And now we are spotted. So what do you do in a Dicker Max when you're spotted? I will show you right now. So after we actually try to shoot that P-43, we will get into cover as soon as possible. We will actually, I think, kill it. Yes. Okay, high roll, nice. But we get shot by freaking Helsing, so we gotta get to the cover. So this is where this tank is perfect. It's gun depression. So it has like 15 degrees, I think, of gun depression. I don't remember anymore, but it's devastating. For the enemy, it's really devastating to have in enemy team that kind of gun depression. Because as you can see, I told you it has a little bit of armor around here. So that's a pretty important, because you can actually avoid getting wrecked, you know, by by getting out of any cover. So that's pretty nice. They added this little armor around here. So this is it about this thing. Is it worth buying? Well, I bought it in a bundle for like $2. I mean, it was bundled for the Krupp, the tier 5 medium tank, so I just bought it because of that. So I like the tank, but if I have already things like Type 64 and Cromwell B, but for the people that don't have, this is a nice premium to have. You know, that's all I'm going to tell about this thing right here. So, and now we're going to we're going to talk about another topic. So the second topic of this video will be actually how to make grinding tanks less painful. So number 5 will be use consumables and provisions and use them wisely. Why? Well, many players who start the game don't know this, but consumables will save your ass in higher tiers. So you may be thinking, okay, but I'm not in higher tiers just yet, you know, I'm not in like tier 5, tier 6 or even 7, 8. But you need to learn how to use consumables and especially provisions wisely. So especially which provisions are going to each tank, you know, are going to suit you best. So the biggest problem you will have with provisions is that actually they won't be available for you to like tier 5. So the thing you want to do is actually to learn how to use them as soon as possible. You know, when to use consumables and when to use provisions. So the difference between consumables and provisions is actually that consumables are activated throughout the battle manually, and provisions are actually activated throughout the whole battle permanently. They're out of your reach of control. So when you will be actually like I don't know, when you will be in a battle and you use provisions, they will be there for you like in every single aspect of the game. So you will actually I don't know, how to say this, you will be able to, especially if you don't have 100% crew, you will be able to reload faster, move faster, and things like that. And consumables will save your ass, like I don't know, you will be able to repair your track or gun or aim rack and things like that, so that is crucial for the game. So that's it for the number 5. So going with the number 4 is start with multiple tank types. So you won't be able to choose the tank type by tier 4. Most probably there will be like light tanks and medium tanks, but you also have in the game tanks called heavy tanks and tank destroyers. So each role has its own role, let's say it like that. So in tank destroyer you will be more useful behind than in front, and in heavy tank you will be mostly useful as a team shield. So you actually have to learn those roles if you want to grind properly, So let me explain it to you. If you go, you saw it in last battle. I had Scorpion G. So if I went with Scorpion G like in mouse right now, I would probably already be dead, because they know I have deadliest gun and I must not actually get too isolated from the team. Either that, either get spotted immediately, So actually you have to learn how to use each tank's role, So remember, in a tank destroyer you have to be back in the back of your team. In light tank you have to spot, in medium tank you have to flank, and in heavy tank you have to be a team shield. So that's all you need to know for the beginning. So the moment if you learn that quicker, you will be able to win more battles. So I've seen so many people that are actually like stuck in the back with heavy tank and just don't know what to do. So this is actually what you should do in a heavy tank like me. You should actually be a team shield, especially in a mouse when it's like 3180 hit points right now after the update. So that's pretty cool that Wargaming did that, because you can actually be a heavy tank in this battle, So this is the most part where people just make mistakes. They go like spotting in a medium tank that is not made for that, because it has less view range, and if you encounter light tank you will be spotted and you will be destroyed almost immediately. So, and in a heavy tank they just go like YOLOing and things like that, and just fail incredibly stupid. So well, that would be almost all for that, but one thing I didn't say is that actually there are subtypes of tanks, like heavy tank destroyers or something like that. Take an example like Jagdpanzer E100 and Death Star. Death Star should always be out in the back, and Jagdpanzer should always be in the front, because it's just the way it is, it has armor, it has the things that Death Star doesn't have. So you will, that is a little bit harder to understand why is that the way it is, but you will most probably won't have problems with understanding those things once you figure out the game, how it works, and why some things are the way they are, So that's it for number 4. Moving up to number 3. So number 3 will be, actually there will no be a replay for 3 and 2, and maybe also 1, I don't know. So number 3 is actually check stats of your tank before getting into battle. So why is this important? This is so important that and many people doesn't do that. So it will be a less easier for you, you know, just to check your reload, because I don't know, or check your horsepower, you know, in the engine, or like rotation ratio of the tank and things like that, because you don't want to get stuck in the middle of the battle with like mouse. And if you don't like I don't know, if you're new in the game, or someone just gave you to practice on their account, you know, because you want to practice for higher tiers or something like that, you know. So imagine that situation: you get into the battle and you don't know what is like mouse, or what even is a heavy tank. So you think it is a versatile like Sheridan, you know, and things just won't work out that well for you, because you have to check your stats. You just have to. Let's check the stats for Cromwell B. So what does it say for its gun? So its aiming time is 4.9. That isn't actually that good for the medium tank. So why is this important to know? Because every time you shoot, your reticle will just, you know, go boom, and it will just grow bigger and bigger every time you shoot, especially for like autoloaders or auto reloaders. And dispersion at 100 meters is like 0.311. So that's also very nice, but for a medium or light tank it could be even better. So those two things are actually most important for aiming. So you don't just want to, you know, shoot when your aiming time isn't set just right. So when it's like on 2 seconds from reaching its maximum, you don't want to shoot, because that is a hell of a lot space to for shell to go then in like its maximum. So then it's reload time and damage per minute. Damage per minute is actually for tier 6 very good. It's 1757. So that's actually pretty good. And also reload time is like 5.47 seconds. That is actually also pretty nice for a medium tank, because you actually can see that you will be more what can you actually, let's get to the point, what can you tell from these stats of the gun? So you can actually tell that you will be more efficient in like close encounters than in like sniping. So in the beginning of the battle, when there is some light tank in your team and they spot everyone, most people actually stop and just start sniping before, you know, farming damage before they get spotted. But in this tank you can do that, but you shouldn't do that. Why? Because of your aiming time and because of your dispersion. So damage per minute is excellent, and even boosted with gun rammer it gets even more excellent. And when you turn your adrenaline on, it's like its reload is like 3.5 seconds or something like that, you know. It's just really fast. Then we have our average penetration. So it's like 152 millimeters and 212 for APCR, and HE is 42. So actually what you can tell from this tank is a light killer. So like tanks for Type 64 won't be able to outgun it or out damage it with their gun one-on-one, you know. They will lose most certainly, because you can use HE on them and they cannot use HE on you, because they probably won't have enough penetration to actually penetrate you. And then we have average damage, which is actually pretty low, but it's pretty effective, you know. So And then we have gun depression. Gun depression on this thing is magnificent. It's 13 degrees, and that means you will be able to, like, I don't know, go on the hill and just shoot your enemies from there, and they won't be able to damage you, if you do it correctly. So what have we learned from these stats? So we have learned that this tank is actually great for circling enemy tanks. It is not great for sniping, and it is actually great for peekaboo or something like that, because it's also speedy. It goes average speed is 40 kilometers per hour and top speed is 64 kilometers per hour, so that's pretty nice. So this is why stats are important, because not everyone will be familiar with Cromwell B or regular Cromwell, and things like that, and they will just make huge mistakes. So that's it for number 3. Going up to number 2 is use XP boosters. So why are they important? They're so important for grinding. I mean, I cannot stress this enough. I know every single thing about this video is about grinding, except the Dicker Emil part. But sorry, Dicker Max, not Dicker Emil. But this is so important because look at this. I will go to my storage. So I have some boosters here. This is Combat XP booster. So epic level increases the amount of combat experience earned per battle by 90%. So that is almost double. So imagine that is your average XP base earned per battle, like 500 to 800. So now using these boosters you will be able to earn from 900 to 1600, to 1600 XP. So that's pretty many XP to be boosted, So how do you earn those boosters? So those boosters are actually earned by these containers. So you have common container, you can actually get boosters let's find them. Yes, you can actually get normal boosters here. So, and then in big container you can get also normal, but also you can get rare boosters. And then in huge container you can actually get epic boosters. And why are they so important? They are not only boosters for normal XP. They are boosters for crew XP. That is also crucial if you want to actually get a better experience in battle, because you can actually then train your crew faster. It also increases the amount of crew XP earned per battle by 250%. So that's like 5 times. If I did the math correctly. No, it's not. It's 2.5 times, sorry. So it's 2.5 times greater XP base earned than in normal battle. Then last but not least, we have, I don't have them in garage, we have free XP boosters. So they are also important, and the best combination you can use are all 3, because they will affect each other. I mean, this combat booster will affect crew XP booster, because it will, I think, go from the base XP earned and combat XP earned. It will combine, and then it will grow. And then it's the same for free XP booster, So that's it actually for the boosters. We will not move to the number one just yet. We will have one honorable mention. So to actually make grind less painfully, you can watch YouTubers' videos. So I'm not trying to promote myself, by doing this, but please watch Metsi69's video or watch Skate Extreme's video, which I actually really want back because he went out of his YouTube job like it will be like a year now, I think. I hope he will get back soon. Watch Bushka's Bushka on Blitz videos. So watch like the best YouTuber I can tell you about. He's also funny and also has good videos. Is Anagael, I think that's the name, how you pronounce it. Then Pentaflui on Blitz, Fugit on Blitz, Crazy Tactics. There are a lot of YouTubers that actually, really get a grip on the game, that can actually show you the tank reviews or, just how to play the tank, how to grind it more easily and things like that. And then don't limit yourself only to the Blitz version of World of Tanks. Go watch, like how people play tanks on a real World of Tanks, so PC, or PS4 or Xbox One, I don't know. Just watch it, it will help you really lot. So, it's just so easy, yet it's so hard for some people, So that's it for the honorable mentions. Finally, moving up to the number one. Save your free XP, free experience, and use it wisely. So why do I tell you that? Because as you can see in this corner by the store, I will get you a little better view, so it's not so white. I have around 88k of free XP. So it's a really lot. I mainly got it from this event, for like, I don't know, like 20k, and the rest was earned through the game. So I actually unlocked Death Star by free XP, I'm going to unlock Yagaru now, finally, I think, through the free XP, and things like that. It's really useful. Don't use it on... Don't use it like, I don't know, on things that are actually not necessary. Don't use it on tanks. Don't use it on tanks unless it's a tier 10 tank that you actually really want. And don't use it, if you want to skip a tank, okay. If it's so bad, like Cheery or something like that, But unless it's like that, don't use it on tanks. I'd rather use it on modules, If you get like stock tank and you want better gun, use free XP. If you want better engine, use free XP. If you want better turret, free XP. It's actually the answer to everything. So that's it, guys, for today's video. Thank you, Dev Stars, for watching, and see you in the next clip. Goodbye and have a good night.